had to give myself a moment to go and get a spare blade, just in case I have any issues with this one here. If you're watching and thinking, hang on, you've already demonstrated this, the answer is both yes and no. Last week, we demonstrated making a Tree of Life plaque. And yeah, the inspiration for this one then is basically, let's have a little look, let's just turn that down. I'm going to go through all of our checks, but while I'm going through that, I'm just going to explain for you all. One of the things with this Tree of Life plaque, as we all pretty much came to the conclusion of, there's too much work involved with it. Breaking blades already. Yeah, I haven't even started. No, I'm anticipating, see? As well, hope everything's well with you. I'll give a reminder to everyone as people start to join us, hopefully. I'll give a reminder as well to check out that latest upload. Yeah, what it is, because we all agreed that it was basically too much work. Let's check. As well. Yeah, we're on there. So, because we all sort of came to the conclusion that there was too much work involved in that for selling it at the price of £50, which is what they wanted to pay, I thought I'd try again to find a design that is suitable at that price point. So I have a slightly simplified version of the Tree of Life. It's actually one that I've used on different Lovespoons, a lot of bespoke spoons, which is a popular symbol for us to include. So I thought, yeah, we'll have a little look at it and see if it's more reasonable. And I thought the live stream is a great opportunity to do that, because at the end of it, it gives me a time of how long it's taken, and that gives us a good idea then, you know, with the amount of sort of man hours that has gone into it, to give us an idea for what the value of it, the work actually is. So we'll get into it. That's where we are with this one. The other interesting thing as well, we've had a few groups in last week and somebody saw it and they bought it. So this one here, it's sold. It's not finished, but it's sold. So yeah, positive on that front. I've got 2 more of them there to make. That was the conclusion I came to. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. 4 of us with us so far. I'm going to wait with the carver to have a little chat about your video until there's a few more with us, I hope. So I'm going to start off cutting, and as we go on, as we have a few more, we'll have a little chat about the carver's latest upload. If you want to fill everybody in on that as well in the comments, feel free to. Thomas the Woodcarver's here as well. I'm so confused when it comes to time. I don't know whether you were here last week or not. You weren't, were you? No, so Thomas the Woodcarver's back from his cruise.
Yeah, I'm on my way back. And I'm thinking about health and safety.
Alright, what's going on now then?
Okay?
Okay.
Well,
Health and safety. Is it Thomas the Woodcarver is always good for coming from a bit what we refer to as left fields and
Yeah. Well, if I could, I won't come in now because I know you'll have a few more people on, right? But
is this health and safety regarding my scroll sawing?
no. Well, this is a safe machine. Okay. However, I use sometimes a circular saw.
Right.
Okay. And you know I got 2 circular saws.
You have indeed, yeah.
And I've just been sharpening one of the blades.
Yeah.
Right, with a tungsten tipped, because the saw blades are tungsten
tip grinding.
I'm
cutter,
using
no?
a grinding wheel.
Yeah.
It's only a 4-inch one, right?
Yeah.
But I just like to show people in case they hadn't thought about it, because you know what happens with the tungsten tip blades as they go blunt. You know, you can't sharpen them.
So what was the health and safety bit then?
Well,
keeping a sharp blade.
Well, I'm using it, right? But the way I'm doing it, I'm using a grinding machine that the health and safety, we call them executives, right?
They condemn.
They might frown upon what I'm doing, okay?
So how else would you sharpen the blade then?
Well, you'd send it away. And have
Right,
it
and
sharpened.
somebody charge you a fortune
You see?
to sharpen it.
Exactly,
when you can do it
and we
yourself.
tried that, and it's extremely expensive.
It's
So-
interesting actually. Do you know a really interesting thing actually? I was just watching a video on YouTube and it reckons that the UK, we're now one of the least productive countries. Like we went from the second most productive country in the world about 20 years ago. We're one of the least productive countries in the world.
Well, I'll just show everybody the blade. Okay,
so we
that's
can
the
see.
little grinder that I use, and the blade. Of course, there's no guard on this, all right? So I
wouldn't be
can't use it. I'm just showing everybody the blade, all right? Because I don't use it, of course, without a guard.
Absolutely not.
All right, but this is going to be a little tip to instead of having to scrap
Now,
the tungsten tip saw
you
circular
can
blade,
you can use
you can use
keep
this to prolong the life.
and also make it safer because you're making it sharper.
Exactly.
So that's an interesting point. There we
So
go. I was going to say, you haven't seen the carver's video, have you?
no.
There we are. So there we are. Thomas the Woodcarver will get on and you have a look at it, carving a crescent moon.
Okay.
I got some songs to sing when doing sketchy things.
Okay. So you can, instead of just scrapping those tungsten tip blades, you can sharpen them, folks. Okay, you can. It is possible to. And then, of course, health and safety. We're saving the environment by reusing those blades. All right.
Right, we get on and cut.
I leave you to it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't a grouse.
No.
Okay.
we're about, I would say we're about a quarter of the way through cutting this out already. And what are we? 10 minutes into the live stream. So just giving you an idea, see? That, I got a good feeling about it this week, that we're going to be able to do it for the price the customer wants to pay. Yeah, so if you haven't been across and checked out the Carver's latest upload, well worth a look. Working with case knives, so if you're not familiar with those as well, check it all out. Have a look at the article as well in the link in the description. Yeah, and have a good look through and hope you enjoy. Make sure though, don't do it until we finish the live stream. So yeah, we're going to carry on cutting all of this out, and then we're going to take it across to the bench and we're going to carve it for you to see. Top layer this week again is a piece of oak, the same as last week. Slight difference between the bottom two layers. Last week we were working in Iroko, this week is teak. So not a huge difference. We don't have to use the packing tape because they're both oily woods, so they're lubricating the blade. So making life easier for us. Any questions as we go along? Feel free to ask. We do our best to answer. There we are. So you see with the simplified design, you see how quickly it all starts to come together. Yeah, a lot faster, the whole process, than it was last week. And that's what we were looking for a design that would be suitable. Nothing's lost on the plaques that we did last week, because I got 3 slightly more elaborate Tree of Life plaques, and as I said, already 1 sold, but it'll be the same with this. We'll have 3 slightly more simple Tree of Life plaques, and then we put them on sale, see if they're popular. what I would say with this one as well, if you've never had a go at cutting out, you know, the Tree of Life, this is a good one to get started with. So you could possibly start with this one and then go on to the slightly more elaborate one, and then we do that Celtic weave surround one, so you could make it more elaborate again. But I'm just checking, here we are, we're nearly, I'd say we're around about half an hour in, and we're well over, I would say, no, possibly, I don't know, well into it anyway, nearly halfway, possibly just over halfway. So I would say, excuse me, I started at 20 past, so we're just coming up to 40 minutes. And taking into account as well, we had a Thomas the Woodcarver rant in the middle of it, and I would say we're only got about 20% left to cut out. So this is definitely progressing more quickly and much more realistic in terms of the budget that the person had. Blade is cutting nicely, wood's cutting nicely. Always when you've got teak on there, it lubricates the blade, nice easy, one for scroll sawing. But all in all, nice project, and it's taking shape quite nicely. Happy days. Alright, we've got the plaque itself, we got most of it cut out, we just got the bottom of the tree taking shape nicely. Nice piece of wood, nice project.
What did you do wood, Dave?
Yeah,
Did you
cutting
put,
well.
no, strangely not. I thought you would have put the oak in the middle.
No, I tell you why I haven't, because I know the oak is already sold, and if you've got it on the top layer, one thing, I always find you get your cleanest cut
fair
on
enough,
the
yeah.
top layer. So that's why I do it.
Yeah, I was thinking of the
You know,
lubrication of the teeth, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah, but as long as it's on the bottom there, what it is, as it's cleaning, you know, as the teeth are cleaning it, it's bringing
That's
that,
fine, yeah.
that teeth dust up
That's a good point.
as it goes along. So that's what I do. What it is, the layer that you sometimes don't get the cleanest cut is the bottom layer.
Yeah.
So I always put the... But it depends, I say that, and sometimes I don't know. If
Yeah, I
somebody-
guess we used to
Bring
have
it.
a little similar thing happen, to be honest.
where you have a little bit of, the cut on the bottom is not quite as
This one
clean, is
here.
it? There we go.
That one there on the top, I changed it now.
There we go. Sometimes you don't get as clean a cut. That was the bottom layer, see, when it was cut out.
It was on the
wasn't
top there, it was.
Yeah, you just have a little bit left over that needs
is fine.
tidying up. Right, let's finish this off then. what this is all about. So I'll explain to Thomas the woodcarver what we're looking for. I hope that there's nothing wrong with the chat. I just find it odd that I'm only... No, I think we got a quiet group with us today, but that's all right. Yeah. So what it is, last week I did that.
Right.
But the gentleman who contacted me originally, he wanted the plaque for £50.
Yeah.
Well, it became quite clear as we're cutting that out.
Yeah, but we got another one for that price, so.
Yeah.
Because he wants that one as well.
No.
Different chap.
Different gentleman came in today in the workshop. This last week, the week before, and he saw that and he liked it, and he asked us a price, and I said, we do it for 75, I think he said, which is £25 above the price asked. So I thought, well, we're not a million miles away. I think possibly that is a little generous, to be honest with you, if I was going to be reproducing it, but we've got 3 of them cut out, so it's not too bad. But this one, I've managed to cut it out, and that includes your rant of the week in under an hour.
Yeah, I'm waiting now for the rant.
All right, there we are. So I got my last cut.
Yeah, last cut.
So it's under an hour.
I'll explain to people what we have to put up with in Wales.
So I make that 50-minute cut, 3 plaques, £50 a piece. That's not bad. That's good going for us.
No, I mean, the sound is good, but there's a lot more involved in that.
Oh yeah, we have to carve it next. So let's change over the mic. There we are. Hopefully that is going to pick up that okay. So we just check. We move over to the other camera. Hopefully all is good. So we're just changing cameras so we can come across here onto the bench and we can carry on working on our plaques. These are the other 2 as well from last week. So hopefully you can see those. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I think it's all working fine. Yeah, that all seems to be working fine. Right, so we'll turn down that.
I can explain now. Right, after coming back on holiday,
Okay.
2 strange things in Wales. Well, there's a lot of strange things
Sounds
happening
good,
in
looking
Wales.
fine. Good. Thank you for the carver for letting us know.
But we have what they used to call a Welsh Assembly.
Okay.
It's now called.
They've morphed themselves into a government, isn't it?
Yeah, I forget what it's called now. It's some other name.
I think they have morphed into calling themselves the government.
Yeah. Well, we as an individual, I got a real problem because this business was established well before the Welsh Assembly.
Okay.
So.
Just to explain as well what we're doing in the meantime, we're doing all of our stop cuts.
Yeah.
Carry on, Thomas Woodcarver.
So the business here was established, before the Welsh Assembly. So I think, we do have some credibility.
Oh, we got Bob Bennett. Oh, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Hope all is well with you as well. Great to hear from you.
I'm not saying age is the be all and end all, but we're a lot older here than this infantile assembly. 2 points that are happening in Wales that people obviously know about. One of them is Transport for Wales, and the other one is Dŵr Cymru, Welsh Water.
So a bit of background, Transport for Wales are £120 million richer this week.
Yeah, because they've been given money by the Welsh Assembly to keep them running, because they're losing money hand over fist, right? It's crazy that these are the people who are actually controlling our lives and saying we are doing a good job, boys. And new rules they've applying now for waste disposal for businesses.
Sorry, Mr. Drakeford, we recycle it.
Yeah.
You're too late.
We've been doing it long before the Welsh Assembly was established. We've been looking after the environment long before the Welsh Assembly was established.
Do you reckon they're writing up a thank you letter already?
Well, it's depressing when we know they've got over 6,000 people working for the Welsh Assembly, mainly, okay, you know my English isn't very good, but they're mainly bureaucrats.
Which goes back to my point. Very interesting documentary saying about how actual productivity ratings in the UK, they've absolutely plummeted.
Exactly, it's not surprising. You know, they're establishing apprenticeships here, apprenticeships there, we're not seeing many. But it's just very frustrating when Dŵr Cymru, Welsh Water, are telling us that...
Just going back to it as well, establishing all of our stock cuts as we go.
Last year, in this area, one of the wettest areas in Wales, one of the wettest areas in the country,
probably in the
one
world.
of the wettest areas in Europe, probably. And for 2 months, we were told that our water supply was... we weren't allowed to use a hose pipe on the garden, you know. Dŵr Cymru, Welsh Water. We weren't allowed to use as much water as we wanted to, and yet this organisation were putting sewerage into the sea all around our coast. But of course, that's Welsh water, nothing to do with the Assembly, you know. But they can afford to advertise on television.
Oh, hello there. We got Goobug Uke, and the carver said you beat him to it. Bureaucracy.
Yeah, you know, they're actually advertising on television in English and Welsh. Dŵr Cymru, Welsh Water, not for profit. It should be Welsh dirty water pumped in the sea. So perhaps they can find a Welsh word for that as well. And then Transport for Wales, lo and behold, they've just been given a handout, and yet that organisation, they're supposed to be running trains. Well, they run more buses than they run trains, and they are in trouble, in debt. And again, once again, Welsh Assembly bails them all out, and they Welsh Assembly then have the audacity then to come and tell businesses new rules for waste disposal. What we should do is pump our waste into the Welsh Assembly buildings and get rid of the rubbish.
That reminds me, there's I bet it must be on YouTube somewhere, when one of the, I think it was in an area like Derby, and one of the farmers had had enough of the local authority, and he took his muck spreader and sprayed it all over the town hall.
Yeah,
you remember seeing that? That was hilarious.
I just, you know, by all means, enjoy their little business that they've got with 6,000 odd people employed. They can, pay them. They can play around. They can have their holidays.
The carver's laughing.
They can have their days on the sick and all the blinking rest of it. That's great. Yeah, we don't mind. We don't mind subsidising them, but please, will they stop thinking of more crazy ideas, trying to make it more difficult? We're already driving round at 20 blinking miles an hour in a place. Okay, my wife has come in now, and I can't lip read, dear. Thank you. Yeah.
She's telling you your dinner's ready.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, but we're driving round at 20 mile an hour. In our particular business, we've got coach parties coming here, in and out. We've got cars. We're on a 40 mile an hour stretch. There's a bend, there's a farm, you know. Oh, that's fine. But if you're anywhere near the next village down, they don't have anything like that, and yet they're down to 20 miles an hour. You know, why didn't the assembly with their 6,000 plus, I can't call them workers, difficult, I suppose, employees, I suppose they would call them. With all the supposed to be, you know, clever people that they've got employed, why is it that we are in the situation that we're in? It's just bonkers, Dave. It's bonkers.
Here comes one person who's working.
Yeah.
David Timber Products.
Yeah, and
There
he's
you go.
just had to pay well over £1,000 for health and safety issues.
No, he's actually working.
And he's one of the safest people you could wish to meet.
Absolutely.
It's just bonkers, it really is. And then, what do? Welsh Assembly, they changed the name of places that have been known for donkey's years. So we don't call it the Brecon Beacons any longer, we call it something else. We don't call it Snowdon Mountain, now we call that something else. So this is the situation we're in at the moment.
Brian Williams says, Thomas, not a very happy man. That's what happens when you've been running a business for 50 years.
Yeah.
There we are. I think from the sounds of it, Thomas the Woodcarver's a floating voter. What do you reckon?
A floating voter?
We're live, we are, Ross.
I know what I'd
How
like
you
to
doing?
float. I'd like to float the Welsh Assembly in the River Taff.
This is what he does on my live streams, Ross. How you doing?
Hello,
There we are.
Ross. Yeah.
We give him David Timber Products a shout out.
Yeah.
I've seen
David
it.
Timber Products.
There we are.
Have your shed built properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then pay the government then to come and inspect them and say you can't do this, you can't do that.
There we are.
Well, there we are, £600 for David Timber Products, all because of health and safety. And how many years has your father been working in that company?
In that company, 30 years.
30 years.
Hello, Brian, as well. Hope all
Man
is
of
well.
experience, and they just had a bill from the people I've been talking about, bureaucratic leeches. Yeah.
And they sent a kid learning to shave to come and tell us how to run our workshop.
Yeah.
There we are.
So thank you for my little
Yeah,
rant, Dave.
that's right. Yeah,
You know.
I'm going to do next week's live stream. I'm going to do it at a secret time and a secret location.
No, it is so frustrating. Yeah, I say, Ross, Transport for Wales. You know, all the blinking money they've just bailed out.
Blank check on that.
Yeah, it's
There was
supposed to be a railway.
they said they weren't going to give a blank check, so they gave them 120 million.
It's supposed to be a railway. They run more buses than they run blinking railways.
Yeah.
And then Dŵr Cymru, you know, Dŵr Cymru, the fish that you were getting out of the sea now, they're full of, you know what?
Yeah.
Because Dŵr Cymru are pumping more sewage in the sea.
And they've been telling everybody for years, no, we aren't.
Well, I thought it was all. They told everyone it was all treated.
Yeah, we are.
They said it was all ultraviolet treatment. I remember having a tour of the treatment plant.
Some professor look at it.
So that
Yeah,
was.
you're pumping more waste into the sea than anywhere else in the UK. And they didn't deny it.
Yeah. But never mind.
That's all right. They got those blue flags on the beaches.
Yeah, they got blue flags. That's right.
How the heck they get away with that?
Anyway, thank you for that little moment, Dave. I'm glad you gave me a little.
Thomas just got back from vacation and he is pointing out what he sort of realised he's on a roll. Yeah, no, that's how he enjoys himself. that's a Thomas the Woodcarver.
Have you seen this new one, Ross? New rules for waste disposal.
Oh, for the small businesses.
Yeah.
They're going to do it on that as well.
Oh yeah. So I know you've got a toilet in the workshop,
Right.
but you'll have to go down now the.
Yeah, don't flush it.
Yeah.
Don't flush the toilet.
Oh, honestly, yeah. It's. I think they meet in the assembly to think.
How can we wind up everybody
What
again?
crazy idea can we have next? You know?
So ruin another business.
Yeah.
They don't
Bonkers.
really help, do they?
No.
Bonkers.
Oh,
There
we
we
did have a visit from one end. From one AM, he was called at the time.
I thought he was going and I thought that was it. I
Oh
thought
no,
he
we
was
did
going.
have a visit. Yeah. Oh, he was going to bring the subject up in the Welsh Assembly. Did he heck? We haven't heard of people of him since, because obviously the people in the area that he was were obviously getting these love spoons from Africa, China, and what's the other place? India. They're buying them from there, selling them in Cardiff and Swansea, etc., etc. So they don't want us to bring the issue up.
So, what I would say, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the live stream, everybody. And if our channel suddenly disappears and you're wondering why, it's because Thomas the Woodcarver,
Because the Welsh Assembly of
Thomas the Woodcarver has got Die Lovespoons deplatformed. You got me deplatformed. That happens.
All the best, everybody.
What happens if you do get deplatformed? I've always wondered, is there like a place you go to with all the people who've been deplatformed?
We go to the Welsh Assembly then.
No, I'd be interested in
You
that.
have to set up your own website, don't you?
So, all right, I have to go solo with it then, is it?
Like, what's his name? The super controversial.
Oh, not Jim Davidson.
Jim Davis
Oh,
started
yeah.
his own channel, didn't he? Because everything he said was controversial.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'll be a laugh. I'll be hanging out next week with Jim Davidson.
We're saying what? We're driving around now at 20 miles an hour. You know, and what do you realise? At 20 miles an hour, there's more pollution being produced.
Brian said vote for Wales.
There's more pollution being produced now. They're going to say 10 deaths, but we don't know how many are going to die from the carbon monoxide that's being pumped out now. Because you can't drive. You can't drive over. I'm in second gear in most places now.
My car.
It's gonna be great for the car industry.
My car doesn't like going past first gear.
No, yours will be. You'll be getting the revs going on yours, Ross.
Oh yeah, everybody knows I'm coming now.
Yeah. We all knew you were coming before.
Yeah. Well, I'm just sick and tired of this assembly thinking of crazy ideas. You know, because they are.
Rumble tweet. Oh,
They don't know.
don't worry. I don't reckon we get. I hope I won't get deplatformed. I'll find a loophole. There's always a way. There's always a way. Here we are, and on that note, Thomas the Woodcarver has exited the stage on the exited stage left with our friend Ross, and yeah, there we are. We'll continue carving in a little bit of serenity and peace. I'm sure the music is still playing. Oh no. No. The music's gone off. The music stopped. Sorry, so I was wrong on that one. But this is what we have, see? So Thomas the Woodcarver comes in, he has his little rant, and I continue carving, and I'm making nice progress. So I've been carving now, cutting this out for, I don't know, about an hour and 10 minutes. And Thomas the Woodcarver's put the world to rights. He's off to join a protest group by the sound of things, and in the meantime I'm going to have the bulk of the work done on a Tree of Life plaque. So it's it's all happy days. Happy days. For those of you back to the carving who are interested in that side, what I'm doing, I'm just getting the depth on everything, and I tend to do this as a rule where we carve everything we can in the one direction, we then carve everything we can in the opposite direction, just like so. And when you got that paper drawing on the top, you know, as the paper drawing starts to disappear, you're getting closer and closer to finished result that you're looking for. So carve in the one direction, you then carve in the opposite direction, and then the final part will be adding all of the detail. Give a disclaimer: the ranting of Thomas the Carver represents his own thoughts alone and do not represent the greater Lovespoon Workshop. Thank you very much. I will recite that. For anybody who is watching this live stream, the views of Thomas the Woodcarver are purely personal, and they do not represent the wider views of the Lovespoon Workshop. There you go. Does that cover us legally? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Does that cover us legally now? Although the one side of it is that he may end up getting elected if he carries on. I could see him. We'll have to set up the Welsh Lovespoon Party. Our first policy is all Lovespoons to be hand carved in Wales and only Wales. We're going to put money. We're going to take all of that money that they're investing into things that they're just running badly. We're going to invest that into getting people making things. Yeah. So, what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Brian? What do you reckon, Brian and Brian? Does this sound like a plan? The Welsh Lovespoon Party. Sounds good? Yeah. Great. Good stuff. We will have and Thomas the Woodcarver moving Wales in a new direction. So we need to associate it. What they do in politics, isn't it? They associate it with a song. Things like "Things Can Only Get Better," and then they go make it worse. That's and we have to have a slogan. Let me think of a slogan. We can't be any more useless than the others. Something like that. I don't know. We still have the music, by the way. Have we really? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, we have still got music. Look at that. I couldn't hear it when I turned up my volume to check. I had to turn up the volume a bit more than I thought. And I tell you what I've done. The music's a bit louder this week because I forgot to turn it down a little bit. So yeah, if you've been watching it and it's quite loud, the music, sorry about that. I normally just turn it down a fraction just so you can hear us. However, if it's sort of bleeped out some of Thomas the Woodcarver's rant, it may be a good thing. Okay, so back to the carving. I certainly feel that this is more in the ballpark of what we need for the plaque for that particular customer than the other one. It's got through it much more quickly. Yeah, just generally more suitable, more appropriate. And then afterwards we can add some of the detail. Only simple little bits of detail that we add to the leaves. just a simple little line. Let's have a little look. So we got that into there. Bottom of this one needs carving, that branch. Bottom of this branch too. I think that'll be most of the branches finished off. That one there needs just taken away a little bit. And just a little bit round there just to finish that one off. Okay, so all in all, I'm just going to drop the middle part of the Tree of Life. Just going to drop that, take that down a little bit as well, because that'll only get pushed back anyway when we put it on the belt sander. So it's just to remove the last of the remaining paper, and when it comes to adding detail, all we do, just a little bit, oh, look at that, one of the layers come away, 2 layers below, but that's all right. For adding all of the detail, turn it back, excuse me, turn it back into the vise, just like so. Just doing a couple of stop cuts here and there. So we've done the stop cut on that one. And let's add it now onto all the other ones. Okay. I'm always a bit nervous with the, I prefer with the carving to have everything sort of attached, fixed to the solid. But these ones here, they're loose. Always prefer to have them attached, but sometimes it's not possible. Here we are. Same again on this one. And I have the feeling that this is realistic and it will work for a particular customer it was originally designed for. Let's have a look. Boom. Possibly could do with longer lines on them. Maybe back over it. It's just to give you all an idea though as well. Right, we got one there and one there. We'll go that way round to that one. And the last two, that one's a bit delicate. And this one here, just like so. And that is the bulk of the work on a £50 Tree of Life plaque. There we are. We got there. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us as well. Hope you enjoyed. We hope you all have a great week. Thomas Woodcarver's just come back in, so we'll end the live stream before he gets a chance to say anything else.
Yeah, all the best everyone. Have a good week.
Yeah, hope everyone has a great week. And that's what we do. So you can see we've gone from that more elaborate Tree of Life plaque that we showed you earlier, that I can't put my hand on now, but basically where you've got all of that cutting out to do there, we've simplified it slightly and made it more suitable for the request we had. Thanks again. Remember, if you're finishing here and you want to see more videos when it comes to the woodworking, the carver's just put up a good one with that moon carving with the case knives. So check that one out, the man in the moon carving. There's also loads of videos, as you know, on our channel, so check those out. But yeah, hope you all have a great week, and thank you all again.